Hey everyone, Scott here again with part 2 of Thomas Was Alone. Some of you might have checked out part 1. I know part 1 ran about 40 minutes long, so I'm going to try and chop these up into smaller pieces moving forward. Where we last off, I think we left off on level 3.1. I'm just going to go ahead and hit resume here. We'll go ahead and do about 10 levels, and that'll be part 2, and we'll see where we're at from there. As you guys may recall, we were left off with the new red block, the horizontal rectangle falling last night. So this is the first time we've had a chance to use that particular shape. Doesn't look like he can jump very high.
Laura was pleased this one was behind a wall. Maybe he'd never know what she could do. Maybe they could just have a conversation. Hang out. As long as he didn't find out what she could do, which would never happen so long as they stayed separate.
So it's interesting, it's kind of implying that Laura here has a different power that we don't know about yet. It's kind of funny, this level just reminded me of, I don't know how many people used to play on PlayStation 2. There was a series called Cookies and Cream, and I think it was about rabbits. But basically, you were on either side of the screen. One person controlled one of the characters, one person controlled the other character, and you had to progress by hitting switches on your side that in effect opened a door on the opposite side of the screen. So that's what we did right here. Was Laura ran down one side, and if I'm remembering the little square's name, I think it was Christopher, ran down the top, and they couldn't progress unless the other one hit the switch for him.
Laura didn't have time to worry about the ominous pixel cloud. It had been following her for some time, and it had kept itself to itself until now. More important was the little orange thing, which was looking at her in a way that she kind of, well, liked.
Looks like we can use Laura as a trampoline. So I guess they're going to start adding a height element to some of the puzzles, which is kind of cool. I wonder if Laura will feel used from that.
Shyly introduced himself as Chris, bounced atop Laura. She began to worry that he was just using her like all the others had. They'd all bounced too, and then they disappeared when her back was turned.
So it sounds like Laura's kind of another one of our emotions as we're going through this.
Only the ominous pixel cloud ever remains, looking a little bigger and a little less hungry with every disappearing friend. With every bounce, Laura found herself less and less irritated by Chris. She started to miss him when he wasn't there, on another platform or something. She'd wonder what he was up to. Was he missing her? He wasn't saying very much.
Definitely like the level design at this point. Some, of course, are more interesting than others, but this little segment's been pretty cool.
Chris was in love. She was perfect. He had to tell her so. At some point, he would definitely tell her. Probably best to wait for a moment the large, ominous pixel cloud wasn't about, though. Yeah, probably best to wait.
Where's what the large, ominous pixel cloud will do. Oh, it ran away. I was going to jump into it, but it looks like we're going to have to wait for that test. That's just super. I guess I didn't realize the spawn point was right over the top of water. So it's almost like you could just sit there watching Chris fall to his doom over and over and over again. So if you're not a fan of Chris, this is the level to play. This reminds me of some of those old Super Mario levels where you had to jump over the tiny platforms to get to the flag at the end. Now we're having a trampoline contest. Let's see if we can have John pop that real
Chris
quick.
was massively disappointed to run into the gang again. He'd enjoyed the alone time with his new girlfriend.
See if Chris is the jealous type. I accidentally caught John with Chris. He stopped me right in my tracks.
Was it too early to refer to Laura as his girlfriend? Only if I say it out loud, he told himself. He didn't want to scare her off.
So you have to go across the top. I guess our shapes can't hear the narrator, because otherwise they'd know that Laura was Chris's girlfriend. Which is pretty ridiculous considering they're all shapes. But I guess shapes have feelings too. I'm curious now about that cloud that's floating around in the background.
The others seemed suspicious of Laura, and the eager-looking pixel cloud of death which seemed to be watching her. Sure, they'd use her inherent bounciness to reach slightly higher jump points, but they wouldn't strike up a conversation with her. Chris found them rude. Rude? And always there.
See if that was all of them or not. Looked like it. See what I can do with John and Laura here. There we go. It's a good thing about using shapes. You can tell whenever they got to be a platform for one of the other ones. Now the only thing I notice at this point in the game is that, and I can't remember what the name, I think it was Claire. If you guys watched part 1, or if you've played the game through the first 2 sections, you'll know that they had a large blue square that I think was named Claire that could float in water. She has since disappeared in the levels numbered 3 dot whatever, and has been replaced by our red rectangle here, Laura. So I'm wondering if they're only using one female shape at a time, if that has something to do with anything. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. But we have not seen the blue square in quite some time. In fact, I don't think we've seen the blue square since the 2-dot section. So we'll see if we ever get how long it takes us, at least, to get a puzzle with all of them in it.
The others wouldn't drop it. Who's that cloud guy? Why is he following us? What's that rumbling hungry sound he keeps making? Chris, can we just leave Laura behind?
Looks like I'm gonna have to send some of these guys up to the top.
Rude.
There's one up. This ought to be fun. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, well, he can get up there. Great. This might be one of the levels that I was referring to earlier. It isn't quite as enjoyable. Maybe that's just me. Never been that big of a moving platforms guy, though. Yeah, I know what I was going to do. Great. Alright, let's try this again. Wow, I totally got crushed. Alright. I don't think they're gonna let me do this without bringing this guy back down, so... see if we can't figure this out. Well... let's try again. Problem we're having is that Chris cannot get to the top, so I'm somehow going to have to move everybody over a little bit. I think I'm going to have to use the other blocks. There we go. See guys, this is a lesson. Whenever you stop being an idiot, then the game gets easier. Alright, now that that's done. I know there's going to come a time where my kids will watch this video and laugh at me. This one level. I know everybody who's played platforming games has had one of those moments that where they have to sit there and wait for the blocks to make their way around again. And I'm just now remembering that I still have to get this one up to the top too. So let's do this. Everything just kind of clicked once I realized I didn't put that block there for no reason. Let's see if we can get everybody up to the top now. Well, wait a second. I think we're gonna need his help. So let's do this. It's funny, I can actually bounce people here, so. Alright, let me figure this out. The issue I'm having is getting this block up to the next level. So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they all gotta go up to the top. I think that's what I saw. Yeah. Alright. So for them all to go up to the top, I somehow have to get this one up as well. There we go. We're probably going to have an issue. Oh, there we go. Luckily in this game they don't crush you whenever you get squished between. They just kind of move you out of the way. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost forgot about Chris. Almost there. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Alright. There we go. 3.9. Oh, there we go. So it looks like the blue block is back with us. Switch over and see what happens. Maybe the narrator will give us his 2 cents on it. So it looks like this might be our first opportunity to see all
Laura
the shapes in
liked her
play.
new gang. She liked Chris. She liked having friends. These ones seem to be sticking around too. Not like those losers from before.
The plot thickens. There was a group before. Now I'm just going to have to figure out how to get Chris up to the top here. Still not quite. How did I do it last time? There we go. Now how am I supposed to get Chris on top? There we go. Awesome. Now we get a full house. I don't like the way that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Chris on it first. See how he likes it. So that is definitely not a friendly. Let's see who can jump up here.
The pixel cloud was getting closer. It was spending more and more time hovering around. Laura could tell it was making the others uncomfortable.
Who's up next? Nah. Let's try that again. Oh. Ah. At least we know now the doggone it. The narrator was telling the truth. At the start of 3 we had said that it sounded like the environment was going to start getting a little more unruly. So I'm not sure if that has to do with some of what the snippets of text that have been popping up in between segments of the game have kind of been implying, I should say, that our block friends here are either in a computer program or some type of a bug or some type of a virus in a computer system or something of that nature. So it seems like they're unaware of it, but somebody wants to get them out of the system, hence the not very friendly environment situation they find themselves in now. So that's another cool thing I just noticed, was that these dotted blocks, I can't actually get past those, so that is part of the environment. I'm going to go ahead and duck Thomas down for a minute. I hope that Chris can I'll wait till that passes by and then try again. I think I'm going to have to move some of my friends around up here though. Just duck him out of the way, see if he's short enough. Alright, let me see if I can rearrange these folks real quick. Alright. Now I'll move John back over here. So I'm going to scoot everybody over. And sneak it in before it gets back. Former CTO of Artificial Life Solutions. Wonder where that's going. Alright, in the interest of time, like I said, I'm going to try and do shorter snippets so that they're not so long to sit through. So that was section 3. Part 2 of our walkthrough. I'll go ahead and do part 4 in a separate set. So I'll save here. I don't have to save, I'll just hit resume game next time. But once again, I want to encourage everyone to check out the description of the video for a link to our Extra Life page, which is going to take you to a charity website supporting the Children's Miracle Network. Pretty cool thing with Extra Life, they announced today a partnership with Sony. They had previously announced a partnership with Activision Blizzard related to Diablo, but Sony's also getting in on the action, so it's really exciting time to be part of Extra Life. Make sure to check that out. Feel free to donate, or if you'd like to join, you can also do that through the Extra Life website. Play games and raise some money for kids. It's a great cause to do that for. We got a couple other videos up on the website. Feel free to check those out, and we'll see you in part 3 of the walkthrough.